Hello, everyone. Happy Pisces season. So, of course, we are, a fair bit into Pisces already. Um, but I just felt like it would be appropriate to wait a little bit. Wait until the energies of this new moon, happy new moon, by the way, and the eclipses and everything that is coming up had settled a little bit. Um, just so I could feel into it a little bit more to share this video. So this is just with the intention of helping you navigate the energy coming up. Because of course there is a lot happening. We know that March is going to be super, super full of energy. There is so much happening in the cosmic sky, and as we know, everything that happens around us in space, it impacts us on Earth as well. It adds those energetical ripples, right? One of the main things that people are looking at right now is going to be the eclipses that are starting, the North and South node changing, and of course, Venus going retrograde. So, Mars has just concluded is retrograde. So, you might find that quickening of pace, like things that seemed to not flow are now going to start to flow a little bit more. Now, Mars is station direct again. But Venus, and of course, we'll have a little Mercury retrograde as well, which I know we're all very fond of. I love personally retrogrades. I love them because they give us that opportunity for introspection. They give us a clearer view on the inner waters, the inner flow, the inner stream of our creative nature. That which we can't often see when a planet is going direct, right? So to me, a retrograde always invites us to look inwards and to see things differently, you know? And I actually do feel like there is a very much the energy of the hanged man, the hanged man in tarot, seeing things differently. I think we're really going to get the opportunity to do that. I mean, I think Pisces can invite that anyway, Pisces season. But with Venus going retrograde, she only really does this every couple of years, right? And Venus, of course, governs many things, such as love, relationships, money, stuff like that. So perhaps there'll be a little bit of a revisit there. But Venus can also be a little bit chaotic, a little bit dramatic, you know? And that's what I always find really interesting is what opportunities are there for drama to occur in your life. And the way that I always kind of look at this is, because of the pairing with the eclipses as well, like eclipses are kind of like the tower moment, right? Tower card. And I know we're kind of jumping back and forth a little bit here, but like, because all this energy is overlapping itself, so the best way to really kind of navigate it is, I would advise and say to anyone is to look at your natal chart and find out which houses Venus is going to be moving through for you. So Venus is going to be Venus is going to be moving through from Aries, retrograding back to Pisces, and then going forward again into Aries. So where is Aries and Pisces in your natal chart? So the way that you work that out, if you're not sure, you can go to a website like astro.com, get a free chart, and you're looking for where your ascendant is. Your ascendant is going to be your first house. So let's say, for example, Virgo is your ascendant. That'd be your first house. Then Libra is second, Scorpio third, Sagittarius fourth, Capricorn fifth, Aquarius sixth, Pisces seventh, Aries eighth. So for argument's sake, that's how you would know which houses Venus is going to move through if you are Virgo rising. If you're an Aries rising, that's going to be your first house and your 12th house, right? Because Aries would be your first house, and Pisces would then be your 12th. So just know what your ascendant is and count the houses along, because whatever the themes of those houses are, that is where Venus is going to be impacting and encouraging. And once again, I always use these words like encouraging because I never really feel like any of the cosmic transits are anything to really be concerned about. They don't have to come with a big fear label or warning or anything like that. It's just, everything's just energy, and everything is always changing. That is normal. That is life. That's beautiful. And oftentimes when we hear about retrogrades, we get a little bit worried, but it's always highest good, right? Whatever is always going to happen is always meant to be in highest good, and it will depend on how grounded, stable, balanced you are as well as an individual, as to how much stuff like this really impacts, right? Like if you're looking after yourself really, really well, you've got a really good sleep routine, morning routine, nutrition routine, you've got all that stuff sorted and you really are in tune with your body, then whenever there is energy fluctuations, you might greet it and meet it in a different way to someone that's maybe a little bit less aware. But then we always are invited to deepen our inner knowing anyway, our inner compassion. And that's one of the really beautiful things about what's coming up. Now, this is getting recorded on a new moon in Pisces. Pisces sun, Pisces moon, sun and moon are together in that wonderful, wonderful sign. And, I love the psychic nature of Pisces. I love the ability to dream and make reality that Pisces can offer. And of course, when it's out of balance, we can find ourselves daydreaming off and away and fantasizing reality to the point where we can't actually ground it. But if you look at some of the strengths of Pisces as well, it really does allow us to broaden our scope of vision and to really see things in a different way. It deepens that service, that spirituality. It's very, very beautiful sign. But here's one of the other things as well, and it's very selfless, right? It can be very selfless because it's the 12th sign, right? And the first sign, like Aries, that's kind of the most self-focused. And that's not a negative thing. That's just how it kind of is. And then as the zodiac goes on, the focus shifts from self to others, right? Here's something that I do want to mention. So we have eclipses as well. So whenever whenever there is an eclipse, what happens energetically is, like I said before, eclipses are kind of like tower moments, tower card, because they will often, it is abrupt stops and starts, abrupt death and new beginning, right? Portals, gateways, big timeline jumps. That happens a lot through eclipses. Like you can literally go through an eclipse and just become a completely different version of you, completely different dimensional version of you, which is super, super powerful, super high on opportunity, right? But then once again, people tend to get a little bit cautious of eclipses, and rightly so. But really, the only reason to be cautious of an eclipse is, that there will be chaotic energy potentially. Like this moon that we're in right now, this new moon, it's not an eclipse, but it is under the influence of the energy of the eclipses already. And so, if you watch any astrologers, they'll likely be saying that. I love watching astrology with Heather. She's great. I love how she the perspective that she puts forward. And even she was saying that the energy of this new moon is going to be very, very much like eclipse energy already. And I even saw that today when I was driving into town. A 20-minute journey took me 45 minutes because there were road blockages, road works, crashes. There was so much stuff happening, and I'm like, that's the energy of chaos. That's chaos energy, happening on the road, right, in the energy pathways. And that's kind of a little bit like what eclipses can do. It can bring a lot of energy and a lot of chaos. But chaos is only disturbing to those of us who need that preparation time or feel like we want that preparation time. And the reason why we feel like we want that is because we feel out of control. So if you can find a way to feel comfortable knowing that you don't actually have to be in control of everything, because you are self-resourceful, resilient, you are quick thinking, you are able to really recognize that the universe is a creation for you, by you, even through the transits that happen, then what that gives us the opportunity to do then is to go, well, you know what? Whatever cosmic ocean, whatever waves of cosmic energy are coming in, I can ride those waves and I can surf them rather than getting bowled down by them. So when we look at eclipses, yes, there might be endings and beginnings, but know that they will be really, they will be in highest good. There'll be things that you've been encouraged to do for a long time. So this could be for like vocational for some people. For example, for argument's sake, maybe something in work is changing. Very quick ending, very new beginning. The thing is that it only becomes more and more abrupt when we're ignoring the guidance that we've been getting for a very long time. And then it's kind of like your higher self's going, well, we've given you enough opportunity, but now here we're going to just take the reins for you because you've not had the courage to do it. So here, now you have to deal with it. You can't avoid it. We don't want you to avoid the best version of you, and that's what you're doing. So too bad, so sad, But then the quicker that you can just accept whatever is, then the quicker that higher version of your reality can come in, right? There is a lot of energy coming up, but it doesn't have to be something to be worried about. Look after your body, help your body feel regulated and safe, and take the time that you need. And I don't mean excessive. People mistake this oftentimes when, whenever that advice is given, rest when you need it. The body, if it's got a lot of old energy and it's stagnant energy, will feel like it needs more rest. And that's not actually a true truth of your body. You don't need 9 or 10 hours sleep. You don't need that much rest. The body is disassociating. The body is going into a hypo aroused emotional state. That's not really what the body needs. It's excess yin energy. So it needs more yang, it needs more movement, it needs, different things. And when you start to get that balance in, then yes, it might take a few days to actually really feel a little bit more grounded with that. But for argument's sake, if you wanted to change what time you got up in the morning, you didn't want it to be tricky, then no matter what time you went to bed, you made sure that you got up at that time. And then if you exercise straight away, you move your energy straight away, and then your body, it will biohack your body, and your body will go, actually, I really like this. And that will only take 3 days. But for many other people, it might take a lot longer if you're not doing the same consistent thing. The body likes consistency, like animals do, like children do. The body likes consistency. So that's really going to help through this eclipse energy, this Venus retrograde energy, and all the moons that we're going to have obviously coming up with the eclipses. Eclipses also do trigger a lot of stuff like this, like chaos, change, beginnings, etc. Because if you think about it, it's the sun and the moon doing a dance. It's what's being seen and what's not seen. It's what do we acknowledge, what are we not acknowledging, what are we ignoring, what are we facing, what's in our subconscious, what's in our unconscious, what's in our conscious, right? And there is always a massive gap between what is in our conscious mind, what we're aware of, what we know, and then in the subconscious, which is everything that's kind of hidden and stored within the body, and then even the unconscious, so potentially things that we have shamed or exiled or pushed away to such a capacity that we wouldn't even recognize it as active within ourselves, but really is creating the reality around us. And that's what eclipses really do, is they shine a light on the unconscious, especially lunar eclipses. So going to be super, super interesting, that's for sure. But it's going to be, if you want it to be, very enjoyable, a lot of fun, a bit of a roller coaster ride. But just, like on any roller coaster, just put your arms up, scream with the roller coaster, woo! And smile for the camera, Smile in the mirror, that means, just to translate that in a different way. Smile in the mirror will smile back, right? Of course, the lunar nodes are also changing. So we're going to have North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. So anyone with strong Pisces or Virgo in their chart, like myself, you're going to have a very, very activated 2.5 years. But that's going to be really exciting because I love what that can potentially offer us if we think about what Virgo is here to do. Virgo embodies, right? And that's the South Node now. So what are we kind of like breaking away from, and how are we expanding? And with Pisces being the North Node, like how are we like reaching into those subtle realms to draw back and anchor and ground different, higher, newer versions, right? There's a lot going on. So find what you need to ground. That might be some crystals, that might be some movement, that might be the food and sleep patterns, it might just be habitual. Find what you need to ground. Find what your body needs to be of optimal energy. If your body is feeling tired, it's likely that it needs to move. Get some sun, get the sun as often as you can, and I look forward very much to connecting with you all in different ways. However we connect normally, sometimes on social media, I know, through the workshops. I have a wonderful welcome to the Mer realm. We're doing Mermaid workshop on the 3rd, and we're really playing with the Christ light as well with that, on the 3rd of March. Got wonderful crystals right now. Some of you know me for my crystals and their attunements. They're very powerful, beautiful attunements. And some of you know me for the channeling that I do with the beings such as Pleiadians, Arcturians, and different collectives of wonderful, wonderful beings. So if you know me through the healings or the channelings, then I look forward to what's going to come through this next month, because it's going to be a full, very excited month. This year It's going to be one that has such a high potential of abundance. And abundance is not just money. Abundance is flow. It's joy. It's love. It's happiness. It's the air that we breathe. And do we actually even breathe air? What even is that? It's just energy that we're translating, right? So there's going to be lots of magic, lots of miracles this year, lots of abundance, potentials and opportunities for that. But these eclipses right now and this Venus retrograde is really going to help clear some of the clutter that is in the way. Okay. So I hope this video has been helpful. I'm sending you all so much love. Enjoy the sunshine. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And I'll see you all soon. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.